everyone. Welcome to Hardworking Parents Podcast. Today I have an awesome guest. His name's Dan. Dan, would you mind telling the audience what you do and how you do it?
Yeah. So are you asking like what I do for a living, all that fun stuff? How did I
Yep.
get
And
here?
then how you got to podcast, like a small little story, I guess, about yourself.
Yeah. So I'm kind of one of those serial entrepreneur type of people, right? I've been described as tirelessly ambitious. I think is the thing. I believe, especially here in the U.S. right now,
Yep.
everything is just so like heated with politics and whatever. And I don't care if you're on the left, on the right, somewhere in between. I really believe entrepreneurs will save the world. And so my heart is for entrepreneurs. I have a background in real estate, have a background in consulting. And one of the things that I found out is being a CEO of a small business, whether you're a one-person show or maybe you have a team of 10, 20, 30 people, right? That CEO position is one of the loneliest positions on the planet. And not a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people talk about leading is hard, right? It makes people uncomfortable. And so what I do now is we actually just launched not that long ago. It was kind of conceptual a while ago, but this process or this concept of hope lives. One of the things that I've learned is not everybody. I think some people are forced into entrepreneurship because maybe they walked into their job that they've been there for 21 years,
Yep.
17 years. All of a sudden their job doesn't exist and they need to shift, or a parent got sick or a child got sick, or some sort of life event kind of forced them into it. And then not maybe a lot of people have an environment where they're supported in that.
Right.
But we just want to be that gap, that cheerleader, right? That guide from the side. So whatever your passion is, we're throwing up high fives, we're giving you support, that sort of thing. And so the entrepreneurial journey, and I say all that because I know we're talking about parents and parenting. I have 2 children, right?
Awesome.
And the life of a small business owner is not always Monday through Friday,
Yeah, for sure.
9 to 5. And, small team at this point. It's not like I can just pawn everything off and fly across the world and just go, oh, I got a bunch of other people to do it. One of the things I've learned, my children, I have a 12-year-old son, I have a 9-year-old daughter, and I usually just bring them along for the ride. Now, are they looking at cash conversion cycles and going through a bunch of data and things like that? No. But can the time that we have with them, can they be a part of what we're doing? And the answer is yes. And then when I'm with them, one of the things that I think a mentor kind of shared with me is time is the only resource that's non-renewable, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think that's kind of shifted a little bit, and this is why I'm happy to be here today.
Awesome.
Is because I think in this world of doom scrolling and the TikTok and the 140 characters or less, it's not hard to sit there on a couch or be at a baseball game with your children or whatever and just doom scroll and try to shut off or have my email because I got stuff to do, right?
Yeah.
More than time anymore, I believe it's attention.
Absolutely.
And being present in that moment. And I think children pick up on that. And I just want to be an encouragement, especially with people everybody's running ragged, everybody's busy, but are you present? Are you attentive? And can your children kind of interact with you? That's kind of what I'm passionate about.
Awesome.
I kind of try to find those ways. Now, I think I just talked for like 6 minutes or 5 minutes straight or whatever that is.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No, hey, it's good.
I answered some of the questions.
You're on the roll there. It's all good. So do you find being a parent, the balancing act is sometimes a little bit of a juggling act for you? Do you find that sometimes you get pulled 2 ways to work, and then sometimes you want to do it with your kids, but you can't because you're stuck at work? And how would you deal with that sort of conflict with your kids, do you think?
No, I got it all figured out, my friend. That's why I'm here.
Awesome.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Superhero
No,
parent.
I haven't met a
Superhero.
parent yet who has that all figured out. I think
Yeah, for sure.
it's I think one of the conversations that I have with myself
Yep.
in my own brain, which is translated to my children, it's like, and one of the things I've told them is maturity doesn't come with age. It comes with the acceptance of responsibility.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah.
And so when they have I'd love to be at every softball practice.
For sure. Yeah.
I'd love to be at every single game, and I do. I mean, I'm there a lot when I can be and things like that. But we actually take a little bit of a proactive approach. In my background with my children, their mom and I are divorced.
Okay.
And now we're both engaged. We're both support our children, right?
Yep.
We get along enough, right? I mean, I think that's all good. But just talking to them, like I said, just bringing them along with the conversation. Hey, I can't make it there tonight, but I want to hear all about it. Since I can't be at practice, let's hop on a FaceTime. Let's hop on a Zoom. And luckily, when my children are with their mom or they're with me and they have something going on, we try to keep that communication open enough so our children are supported that they can talk to each parent.
Okay.
So when they're with me, we know, and they've learned if we don't talk about it, then I don't know about it. Right. If there's a practice or if there's a concert or if there's something, they're going to know I'm going to be there. And come hell or high water, I'm going to be there.
You make it happen. Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
That sort of thing. So it's open communication. So it's try to be as proactive as possible, but sometimes with the acceptance of responsibility, not only do my children depend on me, but I have associates where they have children who are depending on me to perform an action as well.
Yeah.
So that's why we talk about responsibility a lot.
Awesome. That's good. Yeah, you gotta be a responsible parent, right? Even though you don't think you're responsible, because some people have that thing, oh, I never be responsible, but they get it after a little while, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It's sometimes you get into the fire and you're like, I'm a responsible parent. Right?
Sometimes you just got to keep reminding yourself, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So what would be a human story that you had with your kids that would like somehow like make your work more fun? Do you know what I mean? So you had something fun at home happen, and then it made your day better at the next day when you're at work. What would you say?
Yeah. So I think one of the things that's been interesting over the last week or so, I was kind of avoiding it if I'm going to be transparent.
Yep.
This whole AI movement, right?
Yep.
I think people crave human interaction.
Yes.
And I think that's important. And I think being authentic is important.
Yep.
However, one of the things that I've learned is some of this AI stuff is pretty neat.
Yep.
And I'm not on board yet with AI is going to replace everybody and humans are going to go away. We're all going to live in the matrix and we're going to be unplugged one day and just one pill that we got to take to get out of that and whatever. But I believe the future is for people who know how to harness the power of AI.
Yeah.
And so just this past week, and I have multiple screens here, and I'm just looking at one of the screens now.
Yeah.
I started learning a little bit more to take my knowledge to the next level, to my experience to the next level with AI to see, well, what can we do to kind of collapse some time frames?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, why not bring the kids along? So we literally sat in a class together, right? Where they're learning what a large language model is right alongside of me. Oh, and cool. I didn't know what it was, right? I know people use ChatGPT and all that stuff.
Yep.
So instead of using it for spreadsheets right away or helping with emails and filing stuff, we made cartoon pictures
nice.
of each other. And the kids got to type out the prompt and they got to see not AI was perfect. So they had fun with me in particular. Right, because it's not like it created this. First of all, this is I'm like right here on your screen. This is too much Dan now for probably your viewers. But the children had a lot of fun comparing ChatGPT to Grok or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're seeing how sometimes if they didn't prompt it right, it ended up giving me like 6 eyeballs, right, all over my face, and they got a kick out of that. And
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that's though we kind of, especially since they go between houses, and I think that's a
Yep.
lot more common these days than it was
Hmm.
50 years ago.
Absolutely.
One of the things that I look for is I look for ways to interweave what I'm doing, right? Because like when I was growing up, my dad just went to work. I really
Yeah.
wasn't sure what he did,
Nope.
right? And there's something to that. But I want my kids to know what I do. I want them to be proud of it, right?
Yep.
I want them to feel like they're a part of what they can, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Include them, like inclusion with the kids.
yeah. So I'm looking at a picture as I'm talking to you, or I'll
Yep.
glance over, and it just makes me smile.
Awesome. And the
So
kids, your
look for
kids.
those types of things.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've played with AI before. It's funny. You can give a couple different prompts to the same prompt to different AI, and you get something close, but it has a different version to it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Even though it's the same prompt, it's like, okay, what happened here? Especially with photos.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I found that for sure.
Mhm.
I've been playing around with AI for a little while myself. I've done what's that one where they take a Pictory? It's basically you can take any picture and you can add it like a slideshow, or you can use it as a podcast. Other one I've used before was it this starts with the D. Can't remember. Anyway, but you can take your podcast, plug it in, and it does the transcription for you. And you know how sometimes you make mistakes or you want to cut things out, it does it for you. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that
Kind
sounds
of
cool.
adds to cool. So what's your typical day like there, Dan? Would you say like when you go to work? Do you work from home or you work at an office?
Well, primarily I'm out of the home.
Yep.
I have my home office,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff.
Right on.
Um, but since I kind of work in different time zones, because I work with entrepreneurs
Yep.
all over,
Right
right?
on.
Um, so a typical day for me is usually I'm out of bed 5:36 in the morning.
Yep.
Kind of going through some journaling and some stretches and breakfast and
Yeah. Some
I
morning
have
routine stuff. Yeah. Nice.
yeah that sort of thing. And I got to tell you, we uh, back in November
Yep.
we adopted a pit bull
Oh wow.
for the first time. And I've had dogs my whole life, but it's the
Yep.
first time I've had a pit bull, and I was real nervous about it at first.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know if I'll ever have another dog. He has been such a blessing and such a great addition to our family. So I go out with him, and I taught him how to ride along my bike.
Yep.
He's still a pup. He's year and a half old, so he's got
Yep.
a lot of energy. So
Oh
we
yeah, for sure.
kind of go through that, and then kind of go through some. What are my goals for the day?
Yep.
What are my meetings? What do I have to hit?
Yep.
And learning how to put reminders on a calendar, right? So I'm not late or I'm a little early for some of these things.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, especially a small business owner. One
Yep.
of the toughest things when I was launching into it, I had to learn, and this sounds so elementary and probably so stupid to a lot of people.
Well, who knows? You never know, right? Just say it.
I had to learn the difference between like nighttime work and daytime work.
Oh right.
Like, I have a background in real estate. I don't think a real estate agent or a realtor really cared if I shot them an email at 11 o'clock at night or 5 in the morning, right? It didn't matter. But if I called them at 2 a.m., that's not good, right? And so, I mean, just simple things like that. So I try to make sure, when I'm messing around with AI, it's not during normal business hours, right?
Yeah.
That's just not the time to do it.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
then I'm on Zoom. I'm on this a lot. I think the advancement of technology allowed that. Yep. And so before COVID, I was traveling, I don't know, 44 weekends or weeks a year. I mean, like it was a lot.
It is.
Well, 2 weeks to flatten the curve and all that fun stuff. The world changed.
Yep.
And I think one of the benefits to that has been like, well, now I only have to I only get on a plane or only travel when it's absolutely necessary, or we're bringing a lot of people together, right? I think what we're doing now, I think it's neat. So I do a lot of that sort of thing. So I don't know if that really, again, answers your question, but
That's a good answer. You know, it's something that's coming from you, right? It's not like some manufactured thing.
it's
Do you have any dad jokes you like at all?
oh, any dad jokes that I like?
Yeah, or
Well, I don't know.
you
Did
like to
you hear
tell them?
about the one about the pizza?
No. What about
That's
the
too
pizza?
cheesy. Don't worry about it.
Too cheesy. Nice. Pretty cool.
It kills every time.
Yeah, it's
Kills
good.
every
It's a standard one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you're talking with AI with the kids, do they actually pick up this stuff differently than you do, or do they pick it up faster? Do you think, like when they're learning something? Like
So much faster. I mean, it's like what they can do. I mean, just sitting here right now, I have a MacBook right in front of me. I
Yep.
got a camera, a microphone. I got my phone. I got iPad. Like whatever that is, they can run circles around me.
Oh wow.
And the fact that how they can pick it up is it's amazing.
Yeah, it's just a like natural thing for them, I guess now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think one of the things my daughter right now is learning cursive,
Oh.
and she's like, "Do you know how to make a cursive M, Dad?"
Yep, I do.
I do, but I have to think about it. But now we're getting to the point to where does that really matter as much with DocuSign and everything else? I think it is. I think I'm a big old fashioned. I got a pen right here, got
Yeah,
a notebook
same.
right here. I like it, but I don't find myself writing cursive. Um, but the fact that they're just used to using technology.
Yeah, well, they do it at school all day, and they know different things, and they help each other with it. Not like us, like, oh, how do I do this? You guys kind of figure it on your own. Like, oh, how do you do that? Like, oh, I gotta read this. I watch this video. I go to YouTube, figure this stuff out. Or you can ask the kids. It's like, oh yeah, Dad, do like this. It's like, oh, okay, that's pretty easy then, right?
Mm-hmm.
For some stuff, like not everything, but
Yeah.
some things.
Yeah.
Cool. Have you ever did a thing called 75 Hard before? With Andy
I have
Frisella?
not.
Have you
I
heard of
know
it?
people who have.
I'm on that right now.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
pick a like? So tell me about your. What are you reading or what have you read? Like, is it like you pick a diet, you stick to it for 75
Yep.
days, you
Yep.
exercise?
You exercise twice a day.
Uh-huh.
You drink a gallon of water a day. Then then you got to read 10 pages per day. You got to take a picture of yourself. Follow the diet. What else is there? Hold on. 1 second. I always forget all this stuff. I have the app, so it makes it easy.
Well, that's good.
I did it before without the app, and I failed twice in 1 month. It's like shoot. Yeah, so it's 2 45-minute workouts. Progress picture, 10 pages. Follow diet, no alcohol or cheat meals. Yeah. And then there's the next level. There's like 3 different phases to it. So that's kind of cool. That gets harder. I think the second one, the first phase, you got to take a cold shower for 5 minutes. That's pretty tough. I don't know if you ever tried a cold shower before, just for the fun of it, not necessarily because you had to. And then you got to do 8 critical tasks and 10 minutes of visualization. Yeah. Yep, it's pretty tough, that one.
What? How far along are you on it?
I'm on day 15 now because I started because my wife wanted to do it and her friend was going to do it. So I'll join you guys, no problem. Thankfully, I did because I'm pretty sure my wife would have failed on a diet because I cook all the food. I get what I did. I was I meal planned. I made all the stuff using ChatGPT to help me with it because yeah. So the diet was paleo modified. So you have rice, not necessarily sugar and stuff, but like no bread. There's certain things, right? There's mostly meat and vegetables and fruit, pretty much, and then a couple of grains. No grains. Seeds. What else was there? Yeah, it was just the seeds. Some rice, a little bit of white rice every once in a while, not that often, and that was about it. Yeah, it was pretty cool. She lost like 5 pounds first week, and this week nothing. Because I guess whatever your body's adjusting, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, we're having fun with it. I've done it. I did it a couple years ago with a friend of mine. He was like me. He failed 3 times in a row. Then I told him, just get the app and you'll pass. And I was like, okay, get the app. And then it was fine. And then I think he's done it like 4 more times, like last couple of years. And then they have another thing called Live Hard, which you do it for the entire, almost a whole year. And then each stage has more and more stuff. And if you get to the 3rd stage and you fail any part of it, you got to start back at the very beginning. And that's what the hardest part, I think, is to start all over again. So I like it. it gets you in shape, lose a lot of weight, and it changes how you think about yourself and your business, and gives you more personal accountability. I found because you're like telling yourself, "Oh, I got to do this now. I got to do
Mhm.
that." You can watch your times. Like, oh, I need to read a book. It's 8 o'clock at night. I've read my 10 pages
Yeah.
type thing, right? So it's like, oh, I got to get this done. So it's a little bit more demanding on your personal self than more so than someone telling you to do something. So that's what I currently like about it because I've did it before and I was good at it, but this time it's different
Mhm.
because my wife's doing it with me and it's more encouraging and it's more fun, I think, because we have to go walking in the evenings, which we don't normally do. So I love it.
Well, good, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That sounds awesome. And do you have children as well?
yeah. I have one kid, daughter, 10-year-old.
And
We tell her to come with us, but 90% she'd rather just be on the screen.
now,
So
is she, if you don't mind me asking, is she participating in like
what was that?
the diet part of it too, or are you the type of household that like whatever you eat,
Yep,
she eats, or
yep,
do you make special meals just for you guys and something else for her? There's a different.
yeah, yep,
Okay.
yeah. So we'll share. Like if it's something that she wants, then she'll eat it, or I'll have to make something
Gotcha.
else. But my 9 times out of stuff, it's simple kids stuff like spaghetti or pizza pocket things or whatever, right? But we try to encourage her to eat the
Yeah.
same, have breakfast, the same, that stuff. And a lot of times if she sees us eating something, she'll just, oh, what's that? I'll eat that
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I think it's one of
So
those things
it's
that
cool.
it's one thing as a parent. It sounds a little cliche, right? And I know but
Yeah.
children are very resilient and they're very adaptable for the most part.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so it's like I know when I'm making something because sometimes I like something or I'll put chicken nuggets in because I know the kids will like it. They
Yep.
probably don't want I don't know pork chop or something like that, or we've tried it. It's not
Yeah.
that's what I'm making, right? Um, but I think they're curious enough to at least try, and we try to encourage that as
Yep.
much as possible,
That's
right?
good.
And so
Yeah, you gotta do the kids for sure.
yeah, and I think
Try to
whatever
have fun.
works, right? I mean, I think every parenting job, every household is different. The last thing I would want to do is throw shade on anybody else. If you got to do it what works for you, your family, your kids, right? And yeah, I'll just say that.